Hello, and welcome to another edition of Coffee Talk with immigration attorney Brian Lerner. In this particular episode, I'd like to talk about an issue that happens quite often with people who go down for their immigrant visa interviews to Ciudad Juarez, Mexico. Now, let me just preface this by saying, they haven't committed any crimes. They haven't committed any fraud, don't have any deportation orders. Many of them have been in the U.S. for a long time, so they filed a provisional waiver and got the provisional waiver approved. And so they go down thinking they're just going to prove the marriage is bona fide, come back, and there'll be no problem. The issue, though, is that once they come or go to Ciudad Juarez, it turns out they have a couple tattoos on their body. The officer says, "Oh, denied. You have tattoos, therefore gang related, and you are barred from entering the United States. The provisional waiver is voided, and sorry, you can't go back." So, given that, it has become my practice to make sure that if I know someone's going to be ultimately going to Ciudad Juarez, that they in fact tell me if they have tattoos or not. So then the issue becomes, if they have tattoos, how do you argue around the fact that they have not been part of a gang, they're not a gang member, and that they should not be barred from entering the U.S. Now, minus the issues where we could go to court and then ultimately federal court to show lack of due process and that you're being barred for something which you have no convictions and so forth. The initial line of attack would be to argue that the tattoos themselves should not bar you from coming in the U.S. Now, how do you do that? Well, first you look at location, and I mean location of the tattoos. Generally, if the tattoos were made in somewhere that is easily visible, that no matter what you're wearing, you could see it, then it is more likely to be a gang tattoo. So if you have the tattoo on your neck, on your face, on your eyes, on your wrists, your hands, then you're going to have a more difficult time arguing that it is not gang related. So, if you have, a butterfly on your lower back, then of course, it's much easier to argue it's not gang related because you're not showing it to anybody, and that's the purpose of a gang tattoo. Next, you look at the quality of the tattoo. So, if, for example, it's a, high quality, excellent art, great color, then again, it's less likely to be a gang tattoo because generally, if you get a gang tattoo, somebody's going to be issuing a tattoo, they'll have you sit in the chair in their living room and use, whatever tools they have, and they're certainly not professional. So the less quality the tattoo is, the less color, the less artistic, generally, the less likely it's a gang, or sorry, the more likely it's a gang tattoo with the less quality that it has. Next, you look at the theme of the tattoo. So, if it's like a heart with the word Angela through it, then it's more likely than not just a tattoo because the guy loves his girlfriend type thing, not because it was issued by a gang. So, if they're going down to Ciudad Juarez and they have tattoos, you can't hide the fact because you have to get a medical anyways, and they, will find the tattoo. So just make sure that the proper brief is filed and arguments are made as to why you're not inadmissible based upon the tattoo, and you'll have a much better chance of success. So if you like the video, click like, click subscribe, and you can also give my office a call for a free consultation. I'll be happy to let you know what I can do, what the costs are, and so forth, and we'll go from there. Okay, more on the coming videos.